Alright guys, the competition analyzer, this is available in the front end. If you purchased that front end offer in the launch and you did not purchase any of the upsells, you're probably looking at this and thinking you haven't got these tabs. It's because I've got the OTO2 version installed here. Okay, so if you have purchased the front end and did not purchase the upsells, you will not see some of these tabs here. Okay, anyway, competition analyzer is a very good tool, and I'm going to explain to you in this video why it's there and how we can use it. Okay, so with this tab, all we need to do is we put in our keyword and we choose how many videos we want to analyze, and we click on the start analyze button here. Okay, it's going to take a little bit of time to do its work. When you're running this, you can still use other tools while that is doing what it's doing, and you can still work away until you see this little pop-up here that says task completed. Always click on OK when you see that, and that means that this is done. And you will see in here that it will show you the average likes and views and dislikes and comments. Okay, and it will tell you how many competitors according to how many you chose to analyze, and it will tell you your competition score of being able to rank in YouTube for that particular keyword. Okay, so you can see here competition score is going to be not easy to rank, but it's possible. Okay, and as you scroll down, you'll be able to see all the different results, etc. Okay, now what I like to do with this, and just take that URL thing, you can drag this stuff over here. I like to put that away. I don't need that there unless I want to click through to see a video. What I do want to see is who uploaded. Okay, that's interesting for me, and we want to see how many views that we got, and we want to see when it was uploaded. Okay, and we want to see the title. This is how I use it. There's multiple ways to use this, and you can probably come up with some ideas for yourself as well. Okay, so if my keyword is Peloton bike alternatives, okay, I might want to just get a pop-up here. Just make a sticky note so that we can work with. Just make this stay on top so you can see what I'm working with here, and I'll keep it in yellow for now. Okay, Peloton bike alternative. I want to go and find some other keywords and get some ideas for the content. Now there's two things I'm looking at. I'm looking at how many views, and I'm looking at the publish date. Okay, there are many factors what can contribute to the amount of views that you see in YouTube. You're going to see in YouTube a lot more views than what you will see for the search volumes from any keyword tool for Google search. Okay, why does that happen? Well, because these are actual views. They are not sort of estimated or guesswork of the search volumes. Okay, this is actual traffic that they've got. This is actual hits that they've got, and it doesn't even tell you the impressions. It just tells you the hits. So if you see something like this, 38,000 views in 1 year, the impressions might be 10 times that. Might be, the impression was like 300,000. If you think about it like that, then you're starting to grasp something a lot bigger here. Okay, if it's had a huge amount of impressions, okay, and it's going to be a lot higher than that, because you're not going to get a 10% click-through rate, I don't think. Okay, then it tells you the potential of using YouTube for traffic, because there are many different factors that will determine the views. It could be the quality of the thumbnail, it could be the quality of the title. Okay, it could be as well where you show up, whether you're showing up in YouTube search results, in Google search results, or whether you're showing up in the right hand side column of YouTube where you get the suggested videos. Okay, the suggested videos, let me tell you, can give you huge amounts of traffic, more so than the actual search engines themselves. So if somebody is watching somebody else's video around a specific topic, if you are showing in the right side column for suggested videos, if we can optimize for that, we can get a lot of traffic. The good news is that is designed to be optimized for that as well. Okay, I've already built that in for you. Okay, that's where we take advantage of the tag grabber, where we can see the most common used tags, etc. And this is why I say every single time, make sure that you are using the tags that are relevant to the keyword that you're targeting. So in here, for example, I can click here and I can copy the keywords. I can see the keywords this guy's been using. I just paste that in here. Hold on a second. Just try this in the notepad file. I'll just do this quickly in a separate screen over here, as that's where my notepad opened up. Well, that's interesting because nothing would paste, and the reason why, there's no keywords there. Let's go to the next one. Copy the keywords. Okay, I can put that in here. Okay, so when we have a look at the tags, we say if we find a video that we can see is ranking well and it's got a lot of views for a particular keyword, then we want to be using similar tags to them. Okay, this is where we can take advantage of this analysis tool. That's one way we can use it. Okay, so we want to use these tags within our content as well, so that we can show up in the related searches on the right hand side. That's strategy number one. Strategy number two is we look at these different titles, okay, and we can look for ideas for doing additional playlists. Okay, we can find it within the keywords and we can find it within the titles as well. Okay, so we can see in here Sunny Bike. Okay, the Sunny Bike, $333. So I'm going to put in here Sunny Bike, and I'm going to take some ideas, and just anything that's of interest, I can just take some notes from it. Okay, we got words like spin bike, we've got words like spin classes. You know what this is good for? This is good for making additional playlists. Okay, we can make additional playlists using these, because this is topical relevance. Okay, topical relevance. If I'm doing a campaign about Peloton bike alternatives, I also want to be ranking for and using keywords within my content so that I can rank for the original one that I want to target, plus some other ones, other keywords. I want to be using content that is topical. Okay, so if I'm talking about Peloton bike alternatives and I mention the Sunny Bike, that makes perfect sense to Google. Google already knows that. So it's starting to see that you've put in some research into your content. Okay, spin bike, spin classes. This is all relevant to Peloton bikes. That's exactly what Peloton bike is. You're using a spin bike with an app that does live spin classes. Okay, so this is where we can get some ideas for doing some additional playlists. Okay, that's strategy number two. Now strategy number three with this is looking at the type of content that is getting a lot of views. So we can see here, don't buy a Peloton before watching this review of another bike that's much cheaper. So what do we find here? What are we seeing here? Well, that video was there for 2 years. So 240,000 over 2 years is probably still getting traffic. Why is it getting traffic? Well, it's about alternatives with the price. It's got a price tag. That's important, okay, to mention the price. If we're doing a content about Peloton bike alternative, maybe we want to be doing something like 5 Peloton bike alternatives ranging from $300 to $2,000. Maybe that's an angle we want to take. Okay, so we can use this to find angles, basically. Let's have a look down here. How to use Peloton app on any spin bike. Okay, so we've got the main feature of Peloton. One of the main features of Peloton is not the actual bike itself, it's the live classes. The live classes come from Peloton app. Do we need to spend about $2,000 on a Peloton bike so that we can get the app? No. Okay, again, we're on price. This time it's about the app. Okay, so we want to make a content appeal to this. This is telling us what people want to know about the Peloton bike. Okay, here I did Peloton for 2 weeks straight, and here's what happened. and you can see almost 1 million views. Okay, so what's involved with this title? It's got a time related results. Okay, time related results. They did it for 2 weeks. What is important about 2 weeks? It doesn't seem that long a time. Okay, people want to know what's the results. It's got scarcity, it's got curiosity. Anybody serious about this, about buying and spending $2,000 on a Peloton bike, they want to know, what did happen after 2 weeks of doing it? How often were you doing it? Was it once a day? For how long? They've got questions. The scarcity has increased the click-through here, so that he has got like almost 1 million views in 8 months. Okay, he's got like almost 1 million views in 8 months. Okay, 954,000 views in 8 months. That's strategy number 3, how we can use this. Okay, so we can find keywords that will help us to rank for related searches, which will give us a lot more traffic. Okay, we've got some ways that we can use the titles to get ideas for extra keywords we want to rank for. Okay, or even ideas for content we want to put in our video. Number 3 is looking for what is forced the click-throughs for the most popular videos in here. So not only can we see from the niche, a sort of cloud view from the top 21 ranking results, some data, we can actually look into the data and get some useful information and use it in ways that a lot of people will just bypass. If they don't know this stuff, they will just bypass, which gives you a major advantage. Okay, so if you've watched this video and other people haven't, you've got a major advantage, because a lot of people see this in this tool all the time, very rarely get any questions about this tool, which is crazy to me, because I put it in just about every tool. I put it in as a freebie, as an extra for just about every tool that we do. Okay, it's in the front end of Career. Why? Because it's such a great tool. You can do so much with this if you just open your eyes and see what's possible from looking at this kind of stuff. Okay, that's just 3 ways that we can use it, and you can probably come up with another half a dozen ways you can use it yourself, now that I've opened your eyes for the way that we can look at these results. Okay, so that's the competition analyzer.